So I just remembered something. Well, my sister reminded me because she apparently watched my videos for the first time today. Shade for not watching my videos. But in any case, she just reminded me about one of the most important things, and that is my upbringing and my childhood, that actually got me where I am today. So literally the start of my journey. So I grew up in one of the most strictest families in the world. And I know that everybody thinks that their family is strict, their parents are strict. It's not a competition. I've already won. My parents are strict. My dad is the most, people call him, my ex-boyfriend used to call him the general, because this man is just, it's his way or the highway. But you know what? The highway was the right way. I remember once he called a meeting in the family to tell us Guti in his house, agona democracy. He's the president of his house. It's his word first, then it's my mom, then it's my sisters, then it's me. And sometimes it's me next, if it makes sense. And I was like, how come when it's me, it has to make sense first? But in any case, so my sister and I grew up together. My mom brought us up like twins. She's born in 1986. I'm born in 1988. In as much as Bridget now wants us to be twins, then she didn't want us to be twins. So my mom used to do this thing where she'd buy us clothes. She'd buy us identical clothes. And they were always random clothes. Like, I don't understand where she found them. And I didn't mind because I was obviously the younger sister. But my elder sister used to want to kill my mom. Every single time she used to come back with those clothes, was so like, why are you doing this to me? Why do you hate me so much? But in any case, and she used to buy us fake things. Like I remember, oh gosh, I'm Adidas superstar. And then my mom came back with these fake superstars that I'd only had 2 lines. Like, why? Why are you doing this to us? So yeah. So that's some of the stories that I remember. And then also, oh gosh, I remember the one day my mom relaxed my sister and I's hair. And my father didn't want us to have any of our hair treated or any hairstyles. And my father, oh God, guys, my father came back home. He got so mad. My mom had relaxed us, and then wasn't I'm a perm, basically a perm. It used to glisten because of each gel. And my dad came back. What's he? Oh, really? What's in shaver? That machine thing that they shave heads with. Was a shaver, guys, and we had to go to school. Now imagine going to a white school as a black child, and then also now you just look like a boy. Oh, guys, my dad was so terrible, but he was the best role model. He was the best person to raise children like myself and my sister. My grandmother always says my dad raised soldiers when he raised Bridget and I. We are proper soldiers. There are no emotions in my family. On your birthday, my father wakes up, walks past you in the passage and grunts. And then he just walks away. And if when we were in boarding school, because all our lives, all of my life, I lived in boarding school. So he used to just send you money. He wouldn't say happy birthday. He would just send you money. That's all you got on your birthday. So we didn't even grow up in an intimate family. But in any case, so we're from Bushbuckridge. And because there were no great schools in Bushbuckridge, my father then shipped us off to Nelspruit first. And we lived in a flat. Yeah, guys, sikhale flatini. It was me, my sister and I. And then my dad would be there sometimes. And then at night he would disappear and drive back home to Bushi to be with my mom. And we would, as if we wouldn't notice. I remember this one day, guys. Woo, yes, ubabwam wanyamalala. Oh, before I get to that, so mina bengchama ne. So I used to pee on myself at night when I'm sleeping. And my poor sister, guys, in the morning she would wake up, angvuse, and then I used to go and bath, and then she would kuka del trasi. Mind you, she's shorter than me. I kuka del trasi so that she can put it outside. And we lived in a flat, It was an upstairs flat. She would kuka del trasi and put it outside so it can air out. Oh God. And at that time I was such a spoiled child. I didn't care what was happening. So my sister would do all these things for me. Oh guys, my sister was mwah. Key to my journey, key to the person that I actually am right now. Yeah, in any case, so the one day my father left us with no food in the fridge. Guys, we went to school hungry. Mina engagara, I was not hungry. Well, I pretended to be hungry. My sister fainted. Oh, I don't know if she fainted or she almost fainted. Bamtengela ipai ne fanta. Fuck, I'll never forget that. They bought her a pie and a Fanta. Her teacher bought her white teacher bought her a pie and a Fanta. My father didn't leave us food. What had happened is in the complex la besihlala khona bebathengisa ice cream. So my father used to every day come back from work, or like days when he was there, and he would leave coins on his windowsill. So me and Bridget collected all the silver coins, and then we went to go buy ice cream ngayo le mali. So my father was punishing us. Oh gosh, it was so terrible. And then, like, I don't understand, my father took us to a white school, ne? But he wouldn't do like things that white parents did. Like, I didn't understand that. Like, it will be like, you know, when we have like inter-house, and then then you get put in houses. Like, I was in Hall, my sister was in Hamilton, and then she had to wear maroon, red, and I had to wear blue. And then my dad wouldn't buy us the shirt, like the house shirt. Like, what the hell? He would say, no, I'm sure you've got a blue shirt or a red shirt in your cupboard. Ndota, it's not red, it's maroon. Like, guys, my dad, he was so terrible. And then he wouldn't come to like parents' evening. Like, people thought we didn't have parents, guys. Like, I'm sure if we had like nosy neighbors or nosy teachers, they would have called like social services on my dad, because that nigga was just like, you will grow up and you will see what life is. And then the ultimate reason why I am where I am right now is because my dad, so we used to go home on weekends, or some weekends we used to go home. And then when we went home, we would then need to travel back to Nelspruit. It's like a 2-hour drive from Ebushi. We'd need to travel back like on a Sunday, so that Monday morning we wake up from the flat and go to school. Then this nigga would just say, I'm tired, I don't feel like driving on a Sunday. And then we'd be like, how? Which means, that means that you have to wake up then the Monday morning at like 3 a.m. Mind you, I'm in a bathroom. Because we bath in a dish. My mom had to wake up, and then sometimes there'll be like this much boiled water and then that much cold water. And then you have to bath and say, no, you'll wake up. And then we'd bath, and then we'd get into the car and drive, and then there used to be the smell, like, because it's Nelspruit, it's Mpumalanga, they, forestry, and there'll be this smell, like the distinct smell that I'll never forget. But in any case, then every time we used to pass informal traders, like people who would be selling things on the road, or people who would be walking to the farms to go and work at like 4 a.m. in the morning, and that guys, my dad would be like, don't go to school. This is where you're going to end up. And for the life of me, that man scared me out of poverty. And despite my journey and how I failed university, I know for a fact I'll never be poor because of what my dad said. And he said to me, if you want to be poor. And in actual fact, the day I failed, I remember my dad saying to me, Nicolette, your friends are going to outclass you. If you are not careful, your friends will outclass you. They will say, let's go to Mozambique, and you will be the only one in that group of friends who will not be able to pay for yourself to go to Mozambique. Guys, my father scared me out of poverty. And I know for a fact, anything can happen in life, but poverty, I will never face it like this. So that for me was like the ultimate build for where I am right now. But also, like if he slept over at the house, my dad would pour water. He would pour this much water in the bath. Imagine now we've got a white people's bathroom, and then he pours this much water in the tub. And then vuga. Have you ever sat in a bath in winter? A big bath that has this much water, hot water. And then akugezise, and then umoya ukushaya, avula amafestero, umoya ukushaya. Hey guys, my dad didn't play around, eh? And I remember the last words that man said to me when I went to varsity, to Rhodes University, and he said to me, Nicolette, don't embarrass me. So the one thing that I learned from my dad, and I will always remember, is iskam, shame. Like when I do things, like I think to myself, hey, like, does this bring shame to me? Like as a child of your father, do you have iskam? And that's the one thing that I know for a fact has kept me alive for the longest of time, and it kept me where I am and has made me the person I am. First of all, he made sure that I was afraid of debt, afraid of poverty. So most of my stuff is bought cash. I bought my 2 flats cash because I was like, I don't have any clothing accounts. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with clothing accounts. But for me personally, and the type of financial model that I've created for myself, because your life is a business. And every business needs a financial model, you need to monetize your life first and foremost. And that's by you going to work. That's how you monetize your life. Now, what is your financial model for your life? And that's what you need to ask yourself. And that financial model will come